Tonight, the feud between the Mayor of Castries and the Castries South MP, Dr. Ernest Hilaire, intensifies.
I heard the Mayor issued a press release yesterday. Now, the thing about it, he actually did exactly what I wanted him to do.
The public is warned to be wary of false information sent via social media, which can cause unnecessary panic and anxiety. And the Foreign Affairs Minister rubbishes claims that she's working against the LGBTQI community. That and more coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good evening. It is Tuesday, the 20th of August, 2019. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We're on Flow, channel 117, also being simulcast on Kiss FM 105.5 and 105.9. We're live on Facebook at Caribbean Hot 7 TV, on our website www.caribbeanhottv.com, or on our free Caribbean Hot FM mobile app. I'm lovely St. Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. The city of Castries is ablaze by friction created between the mayor, Peterson Francis, and MP for Castries South, Dr. Ernest Hilaire. Accusations first hurled at Francis by Dr. Hilaire during a recent SLP conference did not go unanswered. Francis called a press conference of his own on the 19th of August to respond to Dr. Hilaire's claims of mismanagement by the mayor's office. Outside Parliament on Tuesday, the 20th of August, Dr. Hilaire sought to fire back at the mayor, calling him a loose cannon. Solange Alfred reports.
From the town hall Mr. Hilaire had last week, and it's very unfortunate for a party who have just been voted out of government. Instead of they coming back to show the people how they have changed their ways, it looked like they have gone even worse.
That was Mayor of Castries, Peterson Francis, as he sought to clarify what he says were insinuations made on the part of Castries South MP, Dr. Ernest Hilaire, to malign his character and that of the current management of the Castries City Council. Without missing a beat, outside of the House of Parliament on August 20th, Dr. Hilaire offered up his comeback to the mayor's statements, saying the mayor had unwittingly played right into his hands.
I heard the Mayor issued a press release yesterday. Now, the thing about it, he actually did exactly what I wanted him to do. And he's placed himself in a spot of border. Because he said a few libelous things, a few defamatory things that were carried by some media houses. But we'll put that aside for now. The mayor says I'm spreading lies about the CCC. So you know next week what I'm going to do? I'll prepare folders for each one of y'all with the information. And I'm going to sit down with y'all and we'll go through the information. Because I'm going to show you things that have not been made public about the CCC. And I've not even spoken about the sexual harassment charges at the CCC yet. And I'll give you all the documents that were submitted, all the complaints, and ask him what has he done about it.
Dr. Hilaire says the mischievous efforts currently put forth by Francis acts as a means to gain political support from the current administration in order to throw his hat into the political arena once more.
He's been saying for the longest while that they will take me down. I think he wants to sing the song of his political leadership so he can get favor to be selected as a candidate. He told people that the police will take me down. In fact, very soon, this whole matter about a criminal investigation into me for stealing property will become a little more advanced in the courts. And a person like himself will have to give evidence as to what basis he's saying that the police will take me down. What does he know that he doesn't know? Who gave the police commissioner or acting commissioner instructions to start a criminal investigation?
The MP for Castries South, who by all accounts is supposed to work in tandem with the mayor of Castries, says he will soon reveal the extent of the feud with the mayor, which he says has greatly impacted on the development of his community of Castries South. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
At last, the Trade Union Federation and the government negotiating team have finalized the collective agreement after a hiccup last Thursday. The parties met Tuesday and put pen to paper. The TUF President, Julian Monrose, did not mince words in a post-signing interview.
The collective agreement between public sector unions and the government is signed, and the Trade Union Federation is happy about that. However, the TUF President, Julian Monrose, had a few things to get off his chest. He said it had been a long and arduous road for public sector unions. The agreement, for 2 trienniums, dating back to 2016, hit a number of snags along the way.
We accept that negotiations are, by its nature, difficult because you have the employees coming from one perspective and the employers from another perspective. But the important thing is to try to get to some common ground. This journey was difficult. We experienced hardships. We experienced sometimes what we thought was an attitude by the employer not to negotiate in good faith. We experienced treachery and betrayal.
Nonetheless, the TUF president says the leadership of the various trade unions stood up with honor to negotiate on their members' behalf. Monrose also reiterated the displeasure of the membership with the decision by the government to deny a tax waiver to public sector workers on retroactive pay.
We are living these negotiations. We are signing today and living these negotiations. Satisfied to some extent, but we still believe that better could have been done. It will be remiss of me if I did not indicate our displeasure with the hard line taken by the employer not to award us the retroactive pay tax-free. In an environment where we know that big business get all sorts of tax breaks.
Signatures were affixed to the collective agreement at the Financial Administrative Center on Tuesday. The GNT, for its part, thanked the unions for their willingness to come to the bargaining table in good faith and thanked them for their patience.
Castries Central MP Sarah Flood-Bobra is weighing in on the viral photos of youth passed out after excessive drinking following a local fete. She has words of caution and advice for the youth.
With many weighing in on the viral images of bodies laid out on the ground following an event held on island, MP for Castries Central, Sarah Flood-Bobra, has added her voice to the mix. The MP took a different perspective on the matter. With most calling out the abuse of alcohol on the part of young people, Bobra sought to highlight the indiscriminate usage of social media to disseminate damning images, which she says may jeopardize future opportunities of youth who are caught on camera.
A lasting impression can be formed by one simple act which may just have been seen as having fun, but then that's what the employer looks at when he sees you. That's what you go to an interview to a university. You may have a wonderful grades, but universities now are looking for well-rounded people, and employers nowadays look at these things. So my advice is, of course, we all want to have fun. First, we must do it responsibly, in a healthy way. And of course, we must be very, very guarded and watchful about what we do because of what can get out there. Sometimes a friend, well-intentioned, may post a party that you're at and well-intentioned having fun, that might get into the wrong place. And what do you do afterwards? You can't take it back. So the advice is for us all to be careful about our use of social media, the things we do to have fun that might look like fun but might actually be unhealthy, and one bad decision can cost us dearly.
Minister Bobra says the little things matter in the long run, giving an example of encounters she has had when asked to recommend persons for jobs but was unable to do so due to the reckless images on their social handles.
I say this to my children and even to the young people in my constituency. You know, you post a picture, you're bareback. It doesn't look, it's not bad in itself, but then when I want to share that post to an employer that you're asking me to recommend you to, I can't share a post with you bareback or with you with a spliff in your mouth. So I ask them to take it down, please, because I want to recommend you, and that's the only thing the person has to assess you by. And that person may form a wrong impression about you because of just one picture, which would be unfortunate.
The MP for Castries Central says social media can be used in a positive manner, However, she heavily advised youth to think before they post, as the negative is oftentimes amplified on social media. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
Meanwhile, Sarah Flood-Bobre, who also holds the portfolio for foreign affairs, has rubbished claims that she's working to the detriment of the LGBTQI community in her capacity as Foreign Affairs Minister. She says other issues occupy her mind.
Sarah Flood-Bobre is making no apologies for her stance on what constitutes a family and what a healthy family looks like. She was questioned about her position on matters of international treaties and allegations that she is blocking the use of inclusive language when these treaties are being negotiated to the detriment of the LGBTQI community. The Foreign Affairs Minister says when she was voted into office, the electorate knew her position on traditional family values.
I've made statements supporting family, building healthy families. Our manifesto was based on that. The people of St. Lucia value healthy families. We need healthy families. I've not made statements against any group. I've made statements promoting the family. And secondly, let me tell you something. When the people of Castries Central elected me to represent them, now for the third time, people well knew who they were electing. They were electing Sarah Flood-Bobre as a person, as a politician, with all the things that come with Sarah Flood-Bobre. And I remain accountable to the people of Castries Central who have elected me. And when they elected me, they certainly thought it would be very likely that Sarah Flood-Bobre would be appointed a minister by the Prime Minister. And they elected me knowing all of that.
Flood-Bobre insists that the scope of human rights that occupy the minds of her constituents are not those of the LGBTQI community, but rather bread and butter issues.
And the people of Castries Central care very much about all of the human rights that are affecting our country. And when I sit in my constituency office, you know what they bring up? Housing, education, healthcare, unemployment. These are the things pertaining to human rights that most concern my people of Castries Central. And these are the things that I've been working hard to make sure we address. And at the end of the day, I remain accountable to these people. And I can tell you, the rights that are foremost on their minds are the rights that I've just spoken about.
The LGBTQI community here in St. Lucia is in the process of planning the first ever Pride activities slated for the 23rd to the 26th of August. The news ignited a firestorm of debate, particularly within the Christian community, about not just the moral but also legal issues surrounding such initiatives. The lifestyle of the LGBTQI community is criminalized under the laws of St. Lucia, since the act of engaging in sexual contact for male same-sex couples is deemed unlawful under buggery laws.
Castries South MP Dr. Ernest Hilaire says it's clear that the mayor is trying to gain political mileage by attacking him in the press. Dr. Hilaire says these strategic moves are to gain favor with the ruling United Workers' Party. It is no secret that the mayor has political aspirations. So we put it to you. Do you think the mayor has a bright political future? Here's what you had to say.
Yes, I do, because I find the country is doing good. With a good mayor like him, the country is outstanding, especially the town of Castries, and he's doing a fabulous job. And to me, he's the best mayor we ever had. He's doing an excellent job because he's making a lot of changes. And a lot of people do not like changes, but he's doing it for the best. And especially for the parking meters that will be coming in.
I think so. Because everything is a legit. Castries have been established in a different way. It's like, it's good.
I think he does, definitely, most definitely. Because since his reign in office, he's been doing a fantastic job all over. In the city, he's doing some remarkable changes. He's very innovative, creative in his ideas. Look at the change he's making to the market, although persons may be against it, but it will make the market on a whole look more beautiful, more attractive, not only for us, the locals, but also for visitors. Yeah, so I think he does.
Well, I want to say the mayor is a good man, but the mayor is not checking on us so valuable. The mayor, he will be a good politician if he check on the future. That's all I have to say.
When you look at the situation that go in there, in every place, in fact, when you look at the situation is not good. It's very critical. Every one of us suffering. We need what we need. We need better health. We need better. We need work. Everything. And when you look at it, nothing had been done. Everything down. Cripple the place. And then when you look at it, people saying this, that. I am not in favor of none of them.
Yeah, I like everything the mayor is doing. He's doing a beautiful job, and he's doing what he's supposed to do. And again, I heard these guys are keeping a lot of music noise by the market, disturbing everybody. They cannot even answer their phone. So I think he's doing a very good job, and I like all what he's doing, deep in my heart. The country cannot stay the same way all the time. People just talking, and the same people that are talking, they have nothing to offer. They don't do nothing, just drinking rum and smoking and cursing and causing trouble in this country. It is time for things to be changed. Things cannot stay the same all the time.
Well, personally, I don't think so. I mean, I guess anybody can imagine that maybe they can have a bright political future, but I don't think the mayor would have a bright political future on the basis of simply the things that he's supposed to be doing. I mean, the mayor got a council with lots of money in it, and he has been very good at using the council's money to do improvements in Castries, and I'm not against some of the improvements that he has done. I'm really grateful, but as to himself and being a political figure in the future, he can aspire to, but personally, I don't know. I wouldn't say he has a bright future, and that's a weird question too, whether he has a bright future, because, but at the same time, I'm saying for me, I don't think politically that the nation should accommodate the mayor, because I think the mayor is part of that same grouping that abuses and use the nation's resources just so and so as they so desire. So, and I'm afraid of this generation of politicians from this organization called the UWP presently, the present new UWP, where they abuse the nation's resources and they're borrowing unendingly. And so for that matter, for protecting the young people of this country and their futures, I would say absolutely not. I would not like to see the mayor selected, or for that matter, I would say voted into a position and that he can become a member of parliament. I would not like to see that.
Yes, I do believe so. I mean, he's trying to do so much for the city and, well, for the people. It's just, not everybody taking to it and understanding it, but I think if he goes up for it and he gets it, he'll be okay.
That was our Have Your Say segment. Former St. Lucia Prime Minister Stephenson King has confirmed that his home at Sunny Acres, Castries was burglarized on Friday afternoon. He told reporters outside the House of Assembly that the matter is in the hands of the police.
Well, the matter is in the hands of the police, and I leave it to the police. It was burglared, and therefore I place it in the hands of the police. I have every confidence that they will resolve it.
What is it that is so?
I will not disclose at this time.
But what exactly, when exactly did it happen?
Happened Friday afternoon.
What time?
I really don't know.
That was former Prime Minister and incumbent Castries North MP, Stephenson King. This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. When we come back, a cop is injured in an accident in Castries. A new minimum wage commission is to be set up yet again, and shark tales. That and more when we return.